we are battling in the Premodern Challenge today. Going to be using weird new printings because I'm on my not Daybreak account so that I can prize out this tournament. I am going to play my Moxless Terravore Cataclysm Lotus Veil deck. I have been getting really good results with this deck. Something like I played 3 leagues and they're all on YouTube, and it's like 414150, something like that. So that's pretty good. So I like to take the highest performing deck that I am playing and play it in tournaments. It's not too complicated. That's the goal. The only changes I made was I swapped 2 Exalted Angels out for 2 Wild Mongrels. It makes a ton of sense to give out some beatdown technology a try. Let your deck have some possibility of really getting down on the board and being on the front foot. Sneaky value, honestly, to just have Wild Mongrel. Even if you have little to no synergies, really just because you can feed it cards with Wedded Wayfarer, which is not crazy, but mostly because if you just, like a bear is not bad. That blocks as a 3/3 or can topple over a blocking 3/3 or hold the ground against goblins and Mog fanatics and whatnot. So, and then just when it comes time to kill your opponent, dump up every extra card for 1 damage. So yeah, you can check out the Spike Colony interview with Martin Berlin on this channel or wherever you get podcasts to kind of get into more mongrel logic, but very convincing stuff. Not good in multiples, so we're going to play 2, and we only had 2 slots to give anyways. The rest of the slots in this deck feel super solid. I love Vindicate. I love Fire Ice. I love Birds of Paradise so far. Birds, Call the Herd, just good stuff. I don't like playing Richard Import in this deck, so I've opted instead to just play all the colors and all the good cards. Sideboard cards are just cards that I want to see in my hand. If I'm going to be playing against certain decks, these are the cards that I want to see, and it's just not that complicated. You know, this for combo, this for decks with artifacts and enchantments, this for decks with creatures of the same type, and this for decks that are blue. It really is not that deep. I don't like spreading the sideboard cards of this deck because you don't really see too many cards. And so you really, really just want your sideboard cards to show up for you and hopefully be like that 1 extra inch of value for you to take down the game. Because yeah, a lot of times you're kind of grasping for your sideboard cards, and that's not that exciting. So yeah, not too much to say about this deck other than it wins a surprising amount of time. It is winning an amount of time more than my Grotog deck, which if you've been following my work, I've always been really low on Terrageddon as a deck. I just think it's so bad to have so little card advantage in your deck and so much mana sourciness, right? 26 lands, 4 birds, 4 Weathered Wayfarers. You know, Sylvan Library, very slow to roll up. Sword Splasher, sometimes blank, right? Terravore, can't play it early unless you have like the right start. That's just a lot going against this deck. And yet, I just kind of win and win and win, and I don't lose. And so, gotta respect the W column. So, yeah, and as you saw in the last video, I can kind of beat anything. I can beat combo, control, prison, beatdown, everything. So, you know, don't hate to see it. And hopefully we get a nice hot run in the challenge to further cement the idea that this is a deck. Let's jump into the challenge. Also, quick note, I have the YouTube partnership program on and monetization manually disabled on all of my videos. I don't like ads. I don't know how many of you guys have YouTube Premium. If you spend a lot of time on YouTube, it's a pretty good deal. And I guess if you all flooded the comments saying like, I'm on YouTube Premium, I don't care if you turn ads on, then maybe that would change things. But I'm very happy with how the coffee donation, voluntary donation page, viewer supported media situation is going. So right now I'm continually happy to let this be an ad-free viewing experience, viewer supported viewing experience. We don't get tons and tons of views on each video. So it doesn't really represent like tons and tons of ad revenue. So I'd rather just kind of make the experience better for everyone. And if you watch a lot of my videos and you have the money to spare, then check out the coffee link in the description, ko-fi.com/spikecolony. You can use that to support me and all of my pre-modern content creation endeavors. But yeah, it's completely voluntary. I still don't plan on paywalling any content. You know, I know that a lot of you guys are playing charity events or playing in the pub or whatever, and are just, you know, pure entertainment, or aren't tryharding pre-modern, or don't really plan on it being like some sweaty sideboard, you know, $15 sideboard guide format for you. So just going to keep on keeping on. You know, look, if one day we're getting like 10,000 views per video and I can publish those a few times a week, then maybe I have to turn ads on, because the ratio of, you know, manual support and ad support is off. I might do that, but right now that's just not the world we live in. Thank you for listening to this quick pitch on the coffee page. And thanks to all the people who are already subscribed and in the coffee Discord and having great chats about great decks and pre-modern. But yeah, let's play the pre-modern challenge. Time to get. We're playing up against Grant Fly, our favorite guy. And we've got a totally keepable hand against the Mono Black Menace. I'm going to go ahead and open on a bird so that I don't get, so that I have the Vindicate available. On turn 2 for potential virtual hippies. Oh, Grant Fly has switched over to playing elves. Okay. Instead, we are going to, so we could blow up Forest so that we can set up a future Terravore. That'd be a little bit crazy knowing that survival is coming. This is just a tough matchup. But we also kind of don't want to, we want to develop our mana because we need to get this Brass and Reflecting Pool going. Also, there's not like actually that many good lands I can get from here. So, like, if I had a port, I would get the port. But the thing is, his deck can just operate on no lands. So, it's just, like, this Wayfarer is just a 1/1. Oh, okay, it's something a little bit spicier. There is a Cradle involved, and there is a Survival involved. Okay, we do have to destroy this Survival at sorcery speed. Really trying to decide if I need my mana to be developed here. We're not in a great place this game, I do have to say. Yeah, he has plenty of mana. It's just, I'm just hoping to survive. Like, I need to get Terravore into play one way or another, and then I need to cast Cataclysm. And then even then, like, the recovery curve is going to look pretty good for him. And then if he has any value in his deck, like any poacher situation, like any big guy, big dumb idiot here, then I'm not liking life. So Wall of Blossoms is looking like a mid-range green survival deck. Could still be like a survival oppo deck. Could be a few things. My sideboard comes in, huh? Auras, Mages, Plagues. Auras are much worse than Ray of Revelation against Survival of the Fittest, but also just doesn't matter. Survival of the Fittest just absolutely wrecks my deck. And you just have to swallow that pill. Grant deep in the tank here. Or David, should I say. Just goes for a Masticore. Pretty spicy selection here, considering that I will lose some stuff. But yeah, and also reasonable against the Terravore. Maybe he has the squee already. Oh no, he doesn't have the squee because he would have pitched the squee. All right, well, we solved one problem. Masticore can come down. Okay, it is a blue-green oppo-looking situation. And then, yeah, we have some Masticore available. Not playing the land there would have just forced him to hit the Wayfarer instead of the Birds of Paradise, so it just doesn't feel like it matters. What I would really just want is a Wasteland ASAP. A Lotus Veil is not a bad top deck here if he goes after the birds. Oh, another Wayfarer doesn't do much for me. Well, I want to play my 4th land and then not play another land again. If I play this Wayfarer, I'm just going to be keeping his mana busy. I think we should have it in a world where the it'll at least tap his mana at a inconvenient time. Not a lot of decisions to be made this game, huh? I'm got sort of a little flooded with Wayfarers that can't get cooking and a few extra lands. Somehow not enough fetches to get anything done. Like I need a Wasteland. And after I have the Wasteland, I still need even more mana removal to make this Terravore bigger than what Mastercore can ping down. Once this Terravore is bigger than what Mastercore can ping down, life is at least I won't be hating life. But you know, a Plowshares can change the trajectory of this game. Give it away. Could pretend to be smart here. I'm like, actually make him discard a card. I was like, Plowshares is going to turn this game around. And then I just like drew the Plowshares and I got very excited. Oh, what? What is happening here? A Stroke of Genius? This is Snap Cradle Pop? What are the odds of that? All right, that changes things. It's like a blue deck situation. Maybe he has permission. He does not. Okay, well that's pretty good. I really just need to draw Wastelands, don't I? Stroke of Genius, Mastercore, some Deranged Hermit action. Lots of fun stuff in opponent's deck. Mana generation angle, big strokes. The temporal fissure can definitely rock my world. Survival can end games quite quickly. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana available. So this can just turn into a Hermit quite easily. And then it's just like kind of Cataclysm or bust. At least there's two lands in graveyard. Additional copies of Mastercore could become a problem though. A Cloud of Fairies could also accelerate this game out of control. But at least the resources are slim, so I have like kind of a turn to hang out. Gets the squee. Deep in the survival tank. Grabs anger. So this is just like a Stroke of Genius, but it has a lot of your sort of normal elements here. Gets an Acolyte. Assuming he's hoping to get a Symbiote here. Cataclysm one time. Wasteland's not a bad start. Make a big Terravore. GG1. Do I want to put a Wayfarer on the battlefield if my world is like Wasteland, or sorry, Cataclysm, or lose the game? Well, if I do Cataclysm, I guess I want to have Wayfarer go to the graveyard. No, wait, I'll have Threshold no matter what. I mean, Wayfarer could go to the graveyard, and then he doesn't know about the Barbarian Ring, and then good things could happen. Could be a slow turn for him. Tanking on whether or not to pay the Echo. I would. Plan is to get a Wirewood Symbiote going. Plays with Wall Roots. Plays the land. Gets haste online. I'm pretty dead here. I mean, I do have a 5/5 Terravore. I mean, Cataclysm can just turn everything around, but I think I'm out of the world in which like a Vindicate would save me. I might need to have played that Barbarian Ring. Well, the Barbarian Ring gives it away, right? I'm thinking maybe he'll just like kill the Weathered Wayfarer for fun. Waterfront Bouncer is in the deck. All right. Well, in that case, Weathered Wayfarer can just trade for this Acolyte. And I don't think Bouncer is like the biggest deal. Play a bird. Play a Terravore. And I will play this Barbarian Ring because if I draw a spell or if I draw a fetch land, I want to be able to use it right away. But this isn't like really advancement for my opponent. We're kind of just at a chill spot here. Like, of course he's drawing 2 cards a turn, so that's good. But like, there's no scaling happening. There's been like 3 or 4 turns with the survival in play and no scaling's happening. So also remember Fire Ice is in my deck. Could we draw that? Could we have drawn that at any point? I would have appreciated that. TBH. All right. Angry Tradewind Elf Survival Situation. I think I still just play Engineered Plagues. I hit enough random stuff. Like even if I hit 1 card, it's like better than, I don't know, probably the next card. And Tradewind is going to make things hard for sure. Because basically the Bouncer can protect the Tradewind. The Tradewind can kind of protect itself. Play Sylvan Library. Could lose both my creatures. Oh, I guess I should have attacked. I guess I should have attacked and then whatever. All right. This game's out of my reach now. I mean, looking for Cataclysm is fine, but I don't know. It's like they'll still have survival and like something good. Although I maybe I should have played it out. I'm kind of would prefer to just play game 2. I'm like, maybe I should have played it out. No, it's fine. These cards are all good. His color is not great. It should be a control deck that puts Terravore into play. Meddling Mage seems potentially anemic. I guess I might not want Lotus Veil. Because Tradewind can interact with it. Consider not playing too many Engineered Plagues or too many Meddling Mages. Meddling Mage on the play, probably better than most things though. And trim a Pyroblast, trim a couple Plagues, and trim a Mage. Seems okay. All right, we're on the play. Birds, Mage, Sylvan, sure. If I draw a source, I can Mage, naming Survival. If I don't draw a source, also I'll Library. Won't be the end of the world. I did draw a source. I can also Vindicate the Mountain against an Anger. It's pretty good. And I might. Could also Vindicate. Well, I could Plow the Birds in case the Birds is like the sole off-color source. Symbiote. Double Symbiote. Oh, well, let's draw an Engineer Plague. Finord. Okay. Plowshares. Yeah, I'll Plow the Bird. It's their only blue source right now. And I think that's probably fine. The symbiotes are a problem, but we'll just have to cross that bridge when we get there. I mean, like, obviously, if they just go Cradle and then start making a lot of deranged Termits, I'm not going to be happy. Have to Vindicate and then you have a Maya Granger. Oh, for what it's worth, I can't cast Vindicate right now. They get the Mountain. Can they get Anger into their graveyard? Bird. Have to kill Bird again. I think I'm going to get pretty aggressive here. Well, now I definitely am. Yeah. Why don't we just Cataclysm? I think Cataclysm is pretty good. This might be a little premature, but it'll keep... It kind of is solving a few problems for me right now. It does turn off my Vindicate until I find another multicolored source. But it can... it's killing some... maybe it's bad. I hadn't considered that. Maybe whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to clear some stuff out. I just need to make the board a little smaller. I could keep the bird and just Vindicate the survival. I think Meddling Mage is gonna be better on average. I'll get mana sources. I have a Sylvan. Yeah, they're gonna go full mana source here too. Free attack. Like I can plow the bird and try to keep things low to the ground. Oh, I'm a little locked here. All right. Do I need a plow? Do I need to save plow for like something else? I guess I shouldn't plow the birds because now if they're casting a blue spell, I have the blast available. I took out their mountain. They're going to have haste for the rest of the game. They have the Granger still. Granger is, I guess, annoying because I'm going to like have to block it or plow it unless I draw Terravore at some point. Okay, nice. So I get a free red blast off of this against this trade wind. Either that or they're bluffing. If I want an additional white source, maybe I should have kept the bird. I should pay the Echo here, though. Attack. No blocks. Just gonna Plowshares. I need to protect my life total. I have Sylvan. And like, they don't have many creatures bigger than 2/2. Obviously, Masticore is like somewhat of a concern. They don't have the Cradle right now. I have the Wasteland up. So things aren't the worst. That is too many Pyroblasts if you ask me. I think I'm going to greed one more turn on this because I know they're going to Time Walk. I don't know what playing the second Sylvan gets me. I mean, it gets me like the second Sylvan if they go for a disenchant, I guess. I have nothing else to disenchant in my deck. They have Masticore. Interesting. Okay, well, now we do have a problem. Okay, we're just at... Dang. Masticore, guns down, gets an attack in. That's no good. And I can't even... Well, I can get a Terravore and block the Masticore. But I'd have to like Wasteland. Oh my god, it's a Rootwalla? Jesus Christ. Opposition could come down here. Maybe I should have just traded off this Meddling Mage at this point in the game. Alright, I needed to save the birds. This is my black source. Yeah. Ugh, I was correct to save the birds after all. Yeah. I mean, in hindsight, I didn't have any of this, though. I mean, I could have also just not cast the Cataclysm for a little bit longer. Ping, attack for 6. I'm also just, like, dead. So they can attack for 6, and then even if I draw a source, it doesn't save me. Alright, GG. GG. Didn't play that perfectly, but it's okay. I feel like I maybe leaned on the assumption that Sylvan Library would bail me out. Well, I guess I thought Sylvan Library would deliver a black source before it delivered a answer to... Well, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have cast Cataclysm on that turn. I didn't actually get as much material as I thought I would. Well, it just feels like I want to go Birds, Wayfarer, Sylvan. Although if it's... Well, I have the first Wasteland, so I should probably just start on Birds. Remember Birds, Wayfarer, Sylvan together. Because this is like more likely to be replenished than anything. Could also just start vindicating lands. But kind of don't want to show the Wasteland. Guess it's okay. I'm going to start vindicating lands. Could be a mana leak here. Wayfarer resolves. Go over the Sylvan. I kind of want a Wasteland in turn. Like, they're not going to have a choice, maybe, and I can just like get another Wasteland. I can get a Lotus Veil. I can vindicate a land. I can fetch, then vindicate a land. I can play a Terravore. Lots of good things can happen. Yeah, they just play Attunement. All right. Okay, I can fetch, then... Okay, I should just start vindicating lands like crazy. Oh my god. I don't even know what to do. I guess I'll just fetch, then vindicate a land, and then just vindicate a land. And I'm going to get the Lotus Veil here. Although the Cephalid Coliseum looks good. I think the Lotus Veil is pretty sick. And then I'll vindicate this. Black, white, 1. And I think we're kind of cooking. Because it's also just going to be like a Terravore Cataclysm angle soon. Going to be like a Cataclysm Lotus Veil situation soon. And they're not going to be able to play any non-basics. Yeah, they have to plow this. All right. Get rid of these via shuffle. And then I don't have to Lotus Veil this turn. I'm no longer really like managing my lands as much. I'll vindicate again. They could drop a soul land on me, which could potentially cause problems. But what I could do is also... Well, I can just like Lotus Veil Cataclysm. And then I have a Lotus Veil, a Birds, and a Sylvan. Looks like could be a thing plus replenish. They have an unfortunate number of basic lands this time. Up. I guess I should have held the Wasteland the entire game. Lotus Veil. Sacrifice these two. Go like this. And then hope to kill them in a short number of turns. I guess I could have left the Wasteland up and then just played a land. Oh, that would have been good. Left the Wasteland up. Because I can't play mid-range, man. I'm so bad at it. So just like have Wasteland as my land that survives Cataclysm. And then Lotus Veil on the next turn. Because what am I doing with my mana right now? Nothing. Like, instead, Wasteland can make it so that I actually kill my opponent. Because they'll go land, I'll go Terravore, 10/10 Terravore, whatever. I mean, they have all basics, so it kind of doesn't matter, but... I guess I'm just going to go down to 1. It's not like they can deal 1 damage to me, and I have all painless mana right now. Attack with Wild Mongrel. I mean, if it's not... doesn't make a difference doing this now versus later. Play Terravore. Hopefully they don't play Miscalculation. Play Treetop Village. Pass the turn. And then we have a lethal attack next turn, I guess. Stand up the treetop. And hope they don't have plowshares. get in. Let's see, 15. Just only have to pitch one land here. That'll be the Gemstone Mine. Oh, beatdown. Wild Mongrel, baby. I mean, yeah. All right, that goes hard. How does this work? I'm still not in great shape, but we can try to Meddling Mage naming Replenish and then Aura of Silence everything else is the plan. And just go with it. Seems fine with me. Yep. Don't have to worry about Angel. I have Vindicate for that. All right. Took one against Replenish. I love it. Not something you would expect necessarily. All right. We got a little turn 2 Birds or turn 2 Vindicate, depending on how you like to cook. Sorry, turn 2 Meddling Mage or turn 2 Vindicate, depending on how you like to cook. Have the option to Mage naming Attunement. It's kind of like not how I like to play against Replenish, but oh yeah, there's Sabo's Web too. Joke's on you, I actually play a fairly Sabo's Web resilient version of this deck. And I guess Attunement is the most exploitative name here. I don't have any resistance. I mean, I could just name Replenish is the other thing, but I could also name Plowshares is a good one. Because I have kind of a beatdown hand. Like if I draw a Terravore, this Meddling Mage on Plowshares would go pretty hard. But instead I just have Wild Mongrel. I don't even know if I play a land. I just play everything off the top. I could also just Vindicate an island. But I have to have Vindicate available for an enchantment next turn, so they're going to Intuition. Could be a pretty quick Intuition into Replenish situation. Or Intuition into Frantic Search into Replenish. I needed the Pyroblast. This is a problem with naming Attunement, right? Yeah. Because the endpoint is typically Replenish. All right, so they're just going to go for, they're going to Frantic Search into it, question mark. They're giving up a lot of Replenishes to do this. Wouldn't have minded a Red Blast. Oh, they're going to Plowshare as the Meddling Mage and then play an Attunement. They're going to do nothing. Interesting. Okay. Red Blast gives me a little bit of work. Vindicate on a land does nothing right now. So, just not going to bother. Oh, this is just the double setup? All right. Blast off, King. So the double setup, I feel like they should have set up the enchantments first. They could have just top deck Replenish. There's the Frantic Search though, so that'll give them some nice ones. Oh, Seal of Cleansing Parallax Wave. Oh, that's not bad, honestly. But that did cost them a Replenish. Let's see if they go for any amount of tucks. They could just one side here. Play Flooded Strand. They're not going to one side me. I guess they can wait. This Cataclysm is kind of nice. Let's see. Yeah, they're going to stack it. All right, everything's gone. Yeah, I think this is the time. It's just a fair trade. I get some of your lands, you get some of mine. Do I want the city? I might. Considering everything. All right, let's start over. But I can always Vindicate that Plains. Vindicating the Plains looking pretty nice here. Ooh, Ancient Tomb. Might have to vindicate that. Meddling Mage. Well, no point in Meddling Maging Replenish. So I think it's kind of time to Meddling Mage Plowshares. I kind of want to Vindicate, though. What happens if I Vindicate the Plains? Vindicate the Plains, and then I Meddling Mage Plowshares or Parallax Wave. They have 1 Replenish left in deck. They're not casting blue spells for a while. I mean, they can't cast anything with this, so they missed 1 land drop, so they kind of have to rip the land off the top. Why don't we just like play this ring, play Meddling Mage, naming Plowshares. I'm already doing it, so I'm not really considering it anymore. And then ideally we Vindicate with the land off the top. And swords to Plowshares. And then we're just going to attack with this Meddling Mage 7 times while they miss land drops. I mean, the upside of Vindicating Plains is, of course, that I can Wasteland the whatever later. Seal of Cleansing, not a problem. All right, so now the question becomes, what do I want to beat here? I think setting them 2 lands away from being able to cast stuff is pretty good. So we are going to go for the Ancient Tomb, I believe. Especially since if we draw a Wasteland, we'll still have the target. Sabo's Web finally getting its action. It's not nothing. I draw my Pyroblast, it's not ideal. I have Attunement, but at least we get to defeat the next one, Rith's Grove, for free. I'll take it. Untap my Barbarian Ring. Pretty nice. The question is if I Pyroblast this Attunement, considering I have the second Pyroblast in hand, and I just think it's very unlikely I'm going to catch another Intuition, Frantic Search, or a Decree of Silence. So we're gonna go all tempo-y here. So they can help, and they can get lands via this way. Oh, they pitched Attunement, Meddling Mage, huh? And P-Wave. But yeah, 1 Replenish left in the deck. I just can't play scared of that. They do find the land they need. But yeah, what's their plan now? Is it just to play another, like, just to play a wave? Or, yeah, wave is fine. Yeah, with 1 card left. I'll attack. They wave, and they don't go for the permanent wave. So we can get rid of this. And that way it's less likely that they'll be able to get an Opalescence down. Oh, they might be able to get an Opalescence down. All right, we need more action here. I think I'll just go ring. And I don't know. Probably just bolt them. I mean, I guess they have Meddling Mage, so I can hold the ring for the Meddling Mage. Or if Silence is nice. Or if Silence is nice. All right. So now they can't cast Opalescence unless they go for Seal. And if they go for Seal, then they lose their wave. And they'll also lose their Sabo's Web. And if they go for Mage, I have the Barbarian Ring, so. Terravore. Good name. Lotus Veil. Not right now. Lotus Veil. Fades. I guess we'll give him a draw step. And Barbarian Ring, just every shred of value getting used here. Not bad. A Vindicate available. Can I start going after their lands with Vindicate? God. It seems kind of bad. If there's an Opalescence, then I'm going to be pretty annoyed. I mean, they haven't played a land in a while. Interesting. Should I start going after lands? I mean, I really want to stop an Opalescence, I guess. And they have 1 Replenish left in their deck. And I have no board presence besides this Meddling Mage. And they're really short on waves as well. And I'm going to be able to stop every blue card. So I get this. Once again, we can name Swords to Plowshares. I'm not naming Opal because I think naming Opal is just too thin here. And I have the answer to Opal in my hand. But we've successfully grinded them down here, which is kind of nice. And we drew a Wayfarer. That's really nice. Attack. All right, let's just go ahead and play Weathered Wayfarer, don't we? Sacrifice Plains and a city. And play Weathered Wayfarer. And I might even think about Vindicating, but I guess I don't have to. I can Vindicate next turn, I think. God, Lotus Veil... just like Lotus Veil, man. Just use Lotus Veil. Everyone should be playing... like, isn't this just a 6 spot? Oh, they have the Flood Strand. Shame. All right, what makes more sense now? Gosh, should I just get Treetop? Should I just get Treetop in play and then threaten lethal next turn? I think so. I think I have to be worried. What do I have to be worried about here? I have to be worried about Replenish off the top. The thing is, the Wasteland doesn't do anything for me right now. It can in future turns if I go Wasteland Vindicate while I'm attacking them down, but I think I should just try to kill them. Let's go ahead and get the Cephalid Coliseum here. And then play this Treetop Village. Because if they have to do something now, and it pretty much just has to be Parallax Wave. I guess if it's Parallax Wave, I don't have like the ideal setup because they can play land Parallax Wave. So that's one reason that Wasteland is good, is that they could try to ignore the Aura Silence by not blowing it up first. But right now it looks like I'm just going to win if they have nothing. They have 5 cards though. They've drawn a lot of cards. Maybe if they have Abeyance, things can go hard. They're also down to 4. Yeah, it did happen. All right. God, I can make them lose their Seal of Cleansing and then they're just like dead anyways. But they'll have Swords of Plowshares available. Huh. So what do? They seal combo. I attack, they seal combo. What happens? They attack. I attack. They use Wave. I could also just Vindicate Wave and attack for 3. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just going to do this. Blow up the seal. Oh, I need to blow up the... It's fine. I just realized that the Sapo's Web needs to be off the battlefield as well. They'll also let me activate Wayfarer again, which is nice, considering I have this in my hand. Should I get a Wasteland, though? Or should I just get any land? My other lair is gone. Well, I think I'm going to Vindicate this turn. It's going to be black, white, or white, and then black and blue. Blue, white, black, black, white. Vindicate. So I can go tap this for black and then use white. No, I need extra white. I'm a little short on everything, right? Because I want to go this for Cephalid Coliseum and then Vindicate would cost this. And I have to use this for black. So I can't use Weathered Wayfarer this turn if I wanted to. But I could also play Cephalid Coliseum, get the Wasteland. Vindicate is getting cast this turn no matter what, right? So we go white. Search up a land. Get a Wasteland. Play the Wasteland. Wasteland. Hadar Wastes. Vindicate. Parallax Wave. Exiles. And we get it back. I wish I had my Barbarian Ring so that I could kill them. And we're still going to name, I think, Swords to Plowshares. And because they have to get an Opalescence and a Replenish going, which is just not going to happen, I think. They probably just have all sorts of Plowshares in their hand right now. Is there any way for me to kill them this turn? I don't think so. Let's go for Cephalid Colosseum and activate it, targeting me. 1, 2, 3. And let's attack. Put them down to 1. And play a bird, because why not? Or actually, kind of doesn't matter. Kind of doesn't. Let's play a bird. I don't know if whatever. I was like, maybe they're gonna cycle Decree. Was my only thought, but I was like, I don't think that. Oh well, I guess if they hardcast a Decree at some point, somehow. This match confused me quite a bit. My fun in chat said this match confused me quite a bit. What's confusing? I guess it's like basically like maybe they didn't. Maybe things changed, like what mattered changed multiple times. It's some points lands mattered, at some points they didn't. Like this Cataclysm ultimately did almost nothing. And they never found Opalescence. I think their big mistake was this first intuition should have gone for like some enchantments. So that the enchant, like, because they sat and they had replenished the whole game, and that, or they just replenished the first time that they could, and then that replenish just got them nothing. And then all of a sudden they have 3 replenishes in their graveyard, and then they're just like a deck from that point that's trying to assemble Opal Wave one at a time while I'm just attacking. So yeah, I don't know. I think I just got the better of them there. But yeah, the first intuition, I mean, I guess they maybe went for replenish because they thought that like maybe they had Frantic Search and they're like, oh, if I top deck Opalescence, this goes crazy or something. But they also probably didn't expect Pyroblast, so maybe they're just like, oh, I'm just going to put it all together, and then the order that I get my stuff off replenish really doesn't matter. I think that might be the biggest one. They just didn't put me on Pyroblast. Maybe they thought it was weird that I blasted their attunement, but that ended up like they discarded some meat with that attunement, right? They just discarded Meddling Mage and Parallax Wave, which both could have done something. So ended up being a solid Pyroblast, I think. And my plan was to Pyroblast it on the way back down too. Just really put them super low on resources. Not bad. Normally I would say Cataclysm is worse than Geddon in this matchup, but it didn't really seem to be a big deal. And then Sabo's Web, not actually that big of a deal because I don't play Port. And so it's really just getting like 5 lands. Not the end of the world. All right, we're up against Just a Bee. We're getting some dope hands here. All right, this is a spot, right, where if Birds is a Mox, it's like substantially worse that it's not a mana source because we have 2 Caller Herds and we need to like chunk up our mana. And then I've said it probably a million times that discarding a card to cast Sylvan Library, which also is discarding a card, is not the way to go. I played against this person in paper. We had a intense match that included a number of judge decisions that I feel bad about now. Not like a huge deal, but just like it was a disorienting experience because we rolled up to the Premodern. It was a win a Mox. And the judge was like, well, we're going to treat this like an RCQ. Anyways, if this Birds does get bolted, then my start is substantially worse. But instead, we are going to... Oh, man, this is an interesting one. I really want to hit my 3rd land drop, but I also really want to get some battlefield presence, knowing that I'm up against... Well, Bernie was actually playing Survival Rock when we met, I'm pretty sure, so... If it is Survival Rock and the follow-up could be a Wall of Blossoms, then I would prefer Sylvan Library. So I think I'm going to go for Sylvan, because Sylvan Library also makes it possible for me to Vindicate next turn. Hopefully the follow-up is just another Birds of Paradise, like miss my land drop, Birds of Paradise. Go. Yeah, it is Survival Rock. All right, let's see what Survival Rock has been up to these days. Or is this a Vindicate? It's a Morph. It's probably an Antuco Vigilante. All right, we want our land drop. We can top the Terravore here. Yeah, we want our land drop, and then we can go fire plus dog. Pretty sick. Fire this. Third one. And play a dog. I did have half a mind to just be like, take my Sylvan Library value to the bank, right? And just go like, okay, whatever. I'll just draw 2 cards and let them blow it up. It like ends up being like a 3-ish for 1, but they still get the 3/2, which is relevant on this battlefield. So I don't hate my line. Didn't want to spend too much time thinking about it either. Like in Therapy. That's the one downside of having two herds here, but it's like not that big of a deal unless they follow up with Wall Blossoms. Arrogant Worm. All right. They are worried about a very specific build of my deck. Like I guess I could be a green-red Survival Madness deck, right? Well, I mean, I have Windswept Heath here. Hopefully they don't have a good creature to give up to this Therapy, because... Oh, a Spore Frog. Okay. Well, that's a good creature to give up to Therapy. Spore Frog for 2 color herds. All right, Survival Madness deck, different kind of vibe. Another one that T-Get is, man, I'm just gonna get canned by 2 survival decks in this challenge. It's kind of not fun, to be honest. I have to like do the same thing again, where I just I have to answer survival. Oh, they're gonna go for Spore Frog Genesis Loop. Do I have outs to that? Yeah, I just put a big Terravore into play, or I just cast Cataclysm. I think I want a Terravore here, because it's like a little bit faster. Like basically the plan is to just go Terravore into Cataclysm soon. Attack with Wild Mongrel. I mean, I need to put the fastest clock on my opponent. I think maybe it'll be Terravore plus Call the Herd next turn. Right, Genesis back the Nantuko Vigilante. All right, that is fine. I have that quite covered. Another bird. Well, this is okay. I guess I'll keep paying life. I should be fine at 6 life. I don't know. I'm gonna start taking damage from my mana. Could they do anything good with Genesis eventually? I mean, definitely eventually they can. This is the last time I can draw a card off Sylvan. I might need to get aggressive with it, even though I'm going to take 6 damage this turn. I'll go down to 4. I think I just have to do it. Take my medicine. Kind of put them in a spot maybe where they like have to Spore Frog. Start Spore Frogging. Just get like some chunky attack in. What I really need is a Lotus. Well, I guess I need an Armageddon. Cataclysm would work too, though. An Armageddon would be sick. They are going to pick up the Spore Frog, so I'm just going to be like Rishing porting them for like 11 every turn. They're going to leave 2 mana up. Play birds. Okay. Unusual. Finally start getting some selection here. I'll attack for a lot. They'll Spore Frog. I'll Wasteland this. I'll fetch here for a forest. And I will strategically, or hold on. Let's cast Call the Herd so we have Threshold. And kill this Spore Frog end step. Or we'll just play Terravore, go down to 1. Probably not. I don't know. What am I supposed to do here? Kill if they're gonna. Oh, they don't go for the frog. Are they gonna go for some combo? I guess I should have played the Withered Wretch. All right. Well, they have no frog now. All right. Well, I guess I'm glad I got Threshold here. So I can pick up all the Call to the Herds, but they're gonna take a bunch of damage. I could also draw Fire Ice, and I could also draw Cataclysm. All right. They gave up. All right, a little bit of black-green, huh? Guess we're kind of on the, well, I guess Meddling Mage doesn't really work on the draw. So we'll just go for Aura Silence, and then hope that Aura Silence and Vindicate can keep Survival off the battlefield. And then we go from there. Is Engineered Plague good? Doesn't really feel like it is. I'm not going to name Bird. I have birds. And I'm not going to name Elf or Squirrel that often. Or enough for it to matter. Like Cataclysm can just do that job for me. So we just want the auras. We are a little bit annoyed by Wall of Blossoms here. Let's trim Mongrel. It's nice to have the extra pressure, but it just doesn't feel like it's good enough. Do we trim Wayfarer? Do we consider trimming Wayfarer? Are our utility lands good? Is Wasteland good? Not really. It's kind of just nice to get the Cephalid Coliseum, but it's really not necessary. Like, I'm not really going to Wasteland lock them. I don't really want to go after the Mana Dorks. And the Lotus Veil setup is nice, but it's not really what this game is going to be about. And we could just, like, play Meddling Mage and, like, name Bone Shredder or Spore Frog. I think we try this. Or Recurring Nightmare. I guess we'll mulligan here. Get our Sylvan Library to rest. Wouldn't be good. Oh, guess we're going to 5. Oh, guess we're keeping this. Beats Duress, but not Therapy. Play a... I think I'll play a City. If I draw a Sylvan Library, I'll play it off the Gemstone Mine, basically. Well, Survival's happening. Oh, but nothing else. Okay. Let's see if we can get something going here. And we can. What we'll do is we'll just Plowshares the Birds of Paradise. What can they do? Nothing. Nice. All right. Go ahead and play an Aura of Silence. They'll Survival. Furbird. Go ahead and pop the Survival. No need to give them that extra value. They play the bird. Do we have another removal spell? We have Cataclysm. Perfect timing. All right. Let's go ahead and get some beatdowns cooking. Herd it up. You herd with Purd. So my multi 5 against their keep 7 1-lander. With multiple survivals. Get in with an elephant. And it's a good thing I kept the hand with 2 Aura Silence. All right, 2 survivals have been answered. Soon the herd will be called upon. Again. As is often the case. Recurring Nightmare is pretty sick here, but the Cataclysm at least will clean this up. Fire Ice is entertaining. I kind of want them to play one more land or something, it feels like. So they do this, they get a Squirrel token. I mean, considering I don't have a land drop right now, when I'd really like to have a land drop, and I do have a potential play. I think I can wait one turn on Cataclysm. I guess I'm kind of in the could get Cabal therapied. Could get Cabal therapied. Sage the therapy. They have obvious flashback. All right. I guess that means we should Cataclysm. These mines were going to go away anyways. But yeah, what am I getting? I'm getting 3 squirrels and a Durant. Like, I'm getting just 3 squirrels and 1 Llanowar Waste. And I'm hoping to draw lands. It's not pretty. I guess maybe if I had a Weather Wayfarer Life would be good. This is a spot where, well, that's hard to say. If I had a Birds of Paradise, I just wouldn't have played an additional land. I mean, Cataclysm, I'd lose the Bird of Paradise, but then I'd have kept the land in my hand the entire time. They're going to give up the Black Source. We're going to get in. Try to let our elephants do the work, do the talking. Spore Frog is in. Probably save my Fire Ice for any mana dorks. Rift's Grove, sure. Yeah, not gonna Fire Ice here. I just kind of want to Fire Ice Birds of Paradise, right? And Elephant Token's a good clock. They get in, I get in, they get in, I get in. Wasteland, tight. Oh my god. I hope they're, well, I guess they correctly kept the Llanowar Wastes. See what happens here. I think I might just keep holding this Fire Ice. Okay, they're going to go for the chump block here. Still going to let that damage through just in case their plan is to play birds. But I might also just get my value. Tempo's pretty good though. They're at 8 cards, they're going to hand size. Once they start drawing lands, they're going to be able to play things. Yeah, I gave up a life for no reason there. All right, Terravore. Terravore off the top for the good ends. Not quite, but does mean I will be flashing back Call the Herd on a future turn. But yeah, their deck just didn't deliver them lands, right? They had 2 lands in the top 16. That's brutal. It might be a 20 or 21 land deck. All right. Well, lost an unlikely one against a survival, or beat a survival deck. Won an unlikely one versus a survival deck. First game they didn't find survival. Second game their deck failed to function. So we're not really gonna call that much. Survival Rock was just like a big reason that we didn't like playing Terrageddon in the past. Reasonable showcase for Aura of Silence there. I mean, they could have gotten a shred more value out of their survival if their hand was a little bit better. But, and obviously if Aura of Silence was a Ray of Revelation, then I could have kept a Terravore in my hand. So, Ray of Revelation's still better, but Aura of Silence kind of getting the job done. And I guess if I'd played Aura of Silence instead of Elephant on that follow-up turn, no, they played Survival into Survival, it seemed like. Actually, they didn't because I killed the bird. Because I had to play bird, then survival. So maybe I should have actually landed the Aura of Silence to keep them off survival. And then went to town with the elephants for a while. Maybe they could have naturalized the aura, though, and then landed survival. So, interesting game. Okay, back at it. We are against the Living Death Mog Bomber guy. I have no idea how this hand lines up against this deck because I don't know how this deck works besides it gets cards into the graveyard and then Living Deaths them. Oh, I guess there's a Buried Alive here. So I think the problem is that I don't have an answer to the Buried Alive combo. Double Mog Bombers, like whatever, plus Living Death. But I have some mana suppression, so we're going to rely on Wasteland to take us home, I guess. We kind of need to be the beatdown, because once they find Buried Alive plus Living Death, we are cooked. So yeah, let's go ahead and get after that mana base. So it's a 2-card combo with Living Death and Buried Alive. And Yeah, I think that I can't let them get enough mana to cook here. There's no way to beat the card once it happens. So like there's no way to like beat the synergy here. Because I don't have graveyard interaction. And that's what I need. But they can also turn into like a grindy deck. Maybe this is what my last round opponent was also playing. Well, they had survival. This deck doesn't have survival. So they're going to wish. Probably for Buried Alive. So I think I'm going to Vindicate the Swamp. Oh, they're going to go for Duress. All right, they get the Vindicate out of me. Interesting. Okay. Don't mind the birds here. And I will Wasteland since that is a red source for them to get busy with. Another wall is not good. My stuff is just not going to get through. Guess we'll just play Reflecting Pool and say go. Maybe Reflecting Pool is bad because if I Cataclysm, I kind of want to keep the Treetop Village around. I'll triple wall. Well, it's Terravore or bust here. Oh, and their second black source has come down. Okay, well, we need something. Cataclysm to take out 2 lands. Well, I think I have to chill. They might duress me, but it is what it is. Yeah, I shouldn't have played the Reflecting Pool. I should have just played a Forest or something. The nice thing is that I can kill, like I can go Cataclysm into Plowshares. But yeah, I wanted to keep the Treetop Village. What have we got here? Something big? A Baloth. That's not that big. All right, let's go ahead and do it. Green, white. I guess I can keep the village because I have this birds, which is giving me rainbow mana, and I have the gemstone mine as backup. It's gonna be a while before I'm the beatdown. They keep a basic forest, so they have plenty of black sources. Can we take 4 from the Baloth? Probably not. If they get to Living Death this game, it's not good for me. Oh, they have City of Brass. 4th Wall Blossoms, question mark. Burning Wish. Nice. Sylvan. Gotta be Sylvan. Hold back the land? Don't think so. Yeah. No, I need to get to the point where I'm casting, like I'm activating Treetop and like just doing stuff. I wonder what they were thinking about casting last turn that they chose not to. Treetop Village. Just gonna mid-range. I'm gonna wish. They just wanted to take a look at the world. Reverent Silence off the rip. Oh, that goes crazy. All right, I've got nothing for that. All right, I've got something for that. All right. Well, that's good. Especially because they gave me 6 life. Pernicious Deed. All right. Guess the shots are getting fired back and forth here. I think I'm just going to draw the 2, though. Seems fine. So what's the downside of my life getting low? I mean, the double stupid Mog Bomber thing is just a deterministic kill. I don't know why there's a Coffin Puppets in this deck. Return Coffin Puppets into play if you sacrifice 2 lands in your upkeep. Like, not sure what that gets you. But, yeah, we're gonna try to make this deed go away as straightforward as possible. Gonna attack in and pass the turn. I think I could have iced for tempo. I kind of want to ice with my birds. or ice if they choose the Treetop Village activation, which I don't see why they would. Pop the deed. No surprise there. Bloodstained Mire. Okay, they're getting towards Living Death. I do have to start icing until I can maybe find another Cataclysm. Ugh, my sources. I used to brag about being able to cast everything, but I have failed in this regard this time around. Play a Wild Mongrel. It's okay. We can get there eventually. There is a Vet Explorer. Interesting. So now do we plow this? Bird of Paradise. I think we'll just play this birds. I mean, a Living Death is just good enough to go crazy. But maybe I shouldn't be like that scared. I don't know. I could just go Diabolic Intent. And I really need to get this Weathered Wayfarer going. I could eat the Veteran Explorer. Yeah. Not having white here really cooked me. I guess I should have kept the Reflecting Pool. Yeah, this Treetop Village isn't helping me, huh? And I also can't attack. Alright, I guess I'm going to ice as well again. Because it kind of feels like I'm just trying to Cataclysm anyways. Vindicate is not a great draw right now with my mana. What do they get? They get a Swamp. They're going to play a Deed. Interesting. All right. Okay. Draw Forest. That's not helpful. Deed is pretty good against Mox Diamond too. BT dubs. All right. Let's plow the Vet Explorer. Go ahead and play a Forest. Make this treetop a treetop. Attack. Get deeded. Get deeded and deeded. Cycle Crows and Tusker, that's value. Swamp, play Swamp. And then, yeah, and then this Living Death is just going to cook me. Oh, man, and they actually got a value up here, huh? Okay. What do I do now? Huh. Does a gigantic Terravore solve my problem? Because I can attack, they can go blow up the Deed. I can also, well, I can't Vindicate the Deed. Let's make the Veteran Explorer die. The Veteran Explorer will die anyways. I think it's force. I could like ring the Veteran Explorer, Vindicate the Deed, and then I'd be one short of casting Terravore. So I really need the Deed to go to pop on, well, they can just block with the Vet Explorer, and then I won't be able to cast Terravore. So they'll go Living Death, they'll draw 100 cards. Well, if they pop the Deed before they Living Death, then I could get a free Terravore. I get a bunch of Birds of Paradise. So they want to Living Death before popping the Deed? No, but if they Living Death before popping the Deed, they just blow up all their own walls. I mean, there's no point in like being scared of this Veteran Explorer. They have ultimate agency over the Veteran Explorer. The only thing is they can just hold the Deed activation until end step if they do that. And then that would be like not good for me. What if I just like went dog, I attacked with the dog, I Vindicated the Deed, and then I just played Terravore and passed the turn. And then the next turn, they would have to like Burning Wish for a removal spell, which they very well could. And they've cast 2 Burning Wishes. It's a pretty weird turn. I mean, I feel like they pop the Deed this turn no matter what. But if they're in any world where they don't want to pop the Deed, then I want to be in the world where I'm like attacking like this. Oh, I also won't have access to Vindicate, by the way. Oh, I can just pitch I could have just done nothing past the turn. They untap. I could have attacked with treetop. Well, I don't know. Could have like pitched something to Wild Mongrel to make their living death really bad. Also like counted my sources poorly. So let's say they deed for 2. Should I just like pitch my Terravore, and if they ever cast living death, it kills them? 12/12 is technically not enough, because they're going to have 12 from just Walls of Blossoms. It's not really a good strategy no matter what. Okay, they've gone with the no pop. Oh, they want to leave deed up for after. This Wild Mongrel is going to make the living death like the most awkward thing ever. All right, Cabal Therapy resolves. They're thinking. They name Cataclysm. Makes sense. They cast Living Death. I'll pitch a Terravore. I'll pitch a Weather Wayfarer. Okay, they get all this back. They draw a bunch of cards. They can sacrifice some beasts, but I have a 12/12. And if I draw Cataclysm, I super win. And I can also start with blowing up. I can Vindicate the deed, so they should therapy the Vindicate. Oh, okay, this works actually. But then if they like deed, it's like, I don't know. It's like fine. They just have a Crozen Dusker. I mean, they drew a million cards for what it's worth. And they can gain a life if they want. Yeah, I guess it's good. All right. They found the line. I mean, did the Qual Therapy matter? It doesn't really feel like it did. But I could just draw a Terravore. Wasteland. Well, I'll just play Call the Herd and flashback Call the Herd. And then if they have another deed, they have another deed. But otherwise, I can start trading with beasts. Or I can make it so that they can't attack. Well, they can attack, but I go for Buried Alive. I could just be dead here. Mog Bomber, Spore Frog. I would have gotten Genesis if this is not just Living Death number 2. Kind of seems like it is, though. Okay. Just in case. The Diabolic Intent getting in there. Okay, I guess we kind of need this. And then I guess we kind of need this. Seems a little crazy. I'm just going to go for the Terravore Armageddon plan, I think. They can't actually kill Terravore that easily. They're really leaning on Pernicious Deed. Feels like Vindicate doesn't do anything. It just kills, like, a Ravenous Baloth. Like, it's just a Stone Rain. The problem is they have Vet Explorer. Like, Vet Explorer kind of unwinds everything. Vet Explorer makes it nearly impossible for me to, like, stop them from accumulating lands. So I have to, like, do this the sucky way. Oh, boy. I mean, Fire Ice also doesn't do anything. Fire Ice is useless. So Vindicate's pretty bad. Vindicate just to, like, try to Vindicate lands. But yeah, they can set up so that they always have a way to kill their own Veteran Explorer pretty easily. It feels like trying to plow my way through that problem is, like, useless. And the other thing is freaking Wall of Roots is just so good, or Wall of Blossom is so good against me. Yeah. Armageddon might have been a little bit better in this matchup, even though they kind of go wide. Well, I think if we can Meddling Mage and name Deed, or Meddling Mage plus Horror Silence and stop Deed from happening, it could be good. Wild Mongrel at least makes it interesting against whatever, or, like, I don't know. I think I just have to be beat down, honestly. Just do this. Is this crazy? I can Engineer Plague Naming Plant. Doesn't really stop anything else. Yeah, I was like, just not Plowshare is my way out of the problem. Seems fine to me. I'll just play the Vindicate for good luck. But yeah, Deed kind of wrecks me. Okay, we'll keep this. This is not the worst start. I gotta get an early, I'm losing all my basic lands quite quick, but I have an early Sylvan Library, which will also turn into an early Aura of Silence. I have to worry about Pyroclasm. I have to worry about Duress. Cabal Therapy's fine. I mean, Cabal Therapy could be worse. They name Vindicate. It's an interesting one. Oh, I draw Vindicate? I mean, if they're that scared of Vindicate, shouldn't I just Vindicate their land? Kind of want to Vindicate a colored source, though. But I don't know. Basically, we'll just be in the same position next turn unless they have a Veteran Explorer. Like, maybe the Vindicate's bad just because they can follow up to rest my Sylvan Library, and I need the Sylvan Library. But they just, like, didn't want to get Vindicated, right? Isn't that, like, a good conclusion? They said, oh no, in chat. Oh no, just kidding. I don't know, that's kind of an oh no, JK. Take Sylvan Library, makes sense. Alright, we have Cataclysm, we have Terravore. They just said, oh no, because it's the Thoughtseize bug. Okay, they said, oh no, because they're actually low on lands. Well, the plan was to be a beatdown deck. Actually, why don't we just suit up? Smash for 8. They missed their land drops. Alright, we got there. I mean, maybe Vindicate's fine. I'm just, like, stopping them from drawing certain important colored sources, and then I just have to, like, I just have to get lucky in regards to whether or not they can Vet Explorer. Like, if they have a Vet Explorer start, nothing, like, I'm just cooked. I mean, Vet Explorer just makes everything worse for me. Maybe I just, like, don't play Wayfarer. Wasteland's kind of good. Seveli Coliseum's kind of good, but maybe that's, like, worse than just playing more Vindicates, like the full Vindicate package. And then I'll just play Plowshares and just try to plow the Vet Explorer before they have a chance. Like, sometimes. Ugh, I'm gonna sometimes plow Wall of Blossoms, getting in the way of my beaters. Like, I'm so bad in a long game, right? In a long game, eventually, I can, like, grind everything out, but I just get cooked by, like, whatever. So I have to play, like, some sort of, like, rug pull exploitative game. The thing is, Weather Wayfarer is, like, so good on the draw. Makes it easier for me to, like, get Lotus Veil going and, like, try to get Wastelands going. They have, like, some basic lands, but not a ton. They have 9 basics and how many fetches? 9 basics and it looks like 2 fetches, 3, some amount of fetches. I can Wasteland their treetop villages. Sometimes Plowsharing Veteran Explorer seems like still really bad because, again, they can just set it up with Quad Therapy. But maybe they'll just play it because they have to block. Because if I'm playing a beatdown plan, then they might just play it because they're like, oh, I have to get to blocking. Okay, I could try it like this. Is Engineered Plague a thing? Am I missing something? Don't think so. Just got to draw the Wastelands naturally or something. I don't know. Maybe keeping Wayfarer in just to have, like, Wasteland pressure was good, but okay, I mean, that's Wasteland pressure for you. I gotta go Mongrel. They might open on the Vedex though, and then all is lost. Some Cabal Therapy misses are great for me. Wall Blossoms, okay. They can stop the Cataclysm from happening if they want to. Go ahead and get a Forest. Don't want to make a decision on this fetch yet. I might go for the Terravore as quick as possible. Hard to say. I have this Cataclysm in hand, though. Could draw Lotus Veil. They're going to play Vedex. Okay. That's pretty good. They're going to think about... They're going to play Sylvan. right? So they're not going to therapy. I have a Vindicate. I can't cast it. I'll attack. They block. I think I'm going to pitch these Call the Herds to kill this Wall of Blossoms, as dumb as it sounds. Pitch the Call. I could pitch Wasteland. I don't think I'm going to. Actually, I could. Feels like it doesn't make a difference if I pitch Wasteland. It'll make my Terravore 4/4. Good size for Terravore to be. They're going to have Vedex, so they're going to have all the mana they need. And Cataclysm's just like never getting cast. Let's just get the Terravore in play, because that's the plan. And then they can't ever Vedex, like they can't give me Vedex unless they give me Cataclysm, which is nice. And we have some pressure. But yeah, they had the nice basic land start. 3-color deck. It's just splashing Burning Wish and Hardcast Mog Bombers, though. Deck is kind of a masterpiece now. Well, it's good against Terravore. That's all I have to say about that. It's good against my deck. All right, they take some life off Sylvan. I'll get some planes. I could top deck Cataclysm. Okay. Living Death for value. Yeah. That was going to be a risk. Cast Call the Herd. See no reason not to Wasteland. All right, so they got the Sylvan. I have an Elfin token. I'm no longer able to get lands out of my deck, but there's a few good things that I can do. I mean, maybe I just get Wayfarer just so in these spots, like I can grind my way back up. It's just so slow though, and I want it to be fast. They're gonna wish for Buried Alive. Cast Buried Alive. Shuffle their Sylvan. It's all coming up pretty good for them. I could probably therapy the Meddling Mage and put me on no outs to a Living Death here. Bombers Genesis. Let's see, they'll get 6 per creature, so that's more than enough. And then they'll have the answer. Guess I'll just play Call the Herd. Wait, hold on. Well, guess I'll just play Call the Herd. I don't know. I'm pretty cooked here. Genesis. They could like, I don't know. They could do a lot of bad stuff to me. They have the therapy at all times. Yeah, there it goes. No, we didn't do good on mana sources here for once. We tend to be fine between Birds of Paradise and the Gemstone Mines and whatever, but we had Vindicate, we couldn't cast it. Things got tough. Oh, Burning Wish is going to do it. All right, well played. I guess I can show you how this works. They get all these activations. Oh, I hung up the game. But yeah. So each of these is going to look at 3 other creatures, and then they're going to each deal 6 damage for this. I'm at 18. I'm dead. Almost would have drawn Cataclysm. All right, GG's cool deck. Definitely going to be good against Harrigan. Just like kind of a grindy combo deck. Lots of Pernicious Deed. Stops me from getting there. We did take a game off them. That wasn't the worst. But yeah, not the best spot. Returning to battle. This one is a little thin, but it's fine, I think. Not going to do anything till turn 3, but I am also on the play, and I believe in my deck. I don't know what to tell you. Let's go with Forest. See if we can't bait a... Oh, Never mind, they're just playing 3-color elves. 2-color elves. I guess I can't Vindicate on 2 if I play this Treetop Village. Looks really bad, but is also kind of necessary if they play a Survival. Symbiote, Cradle, Acolyte, untap Elf, Acolyte, and then probably Acolyte again. Well, I think I already lose this one, but let's play on, see what happens. Get a Plains. Play a Catacombs. I think we'll pick up the Plains here and Vindicate this Symbiote before things get out of hand. But yeah, they've gotten to draw 2 extra cards. Not something that my deck can typically beat, is somebody drawing 2 extra cards. They also have the Cradle, which makes things hard. They have to have double Cradle. Thank God I didn't go after the Cradle. I was thinking about it. All right, well, as long as there's not another Symbiote. Oh, there's the Survival, so I'm pretty dead. All right, let's just move on. Elves, elves, elves. Doop, 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 doop. This is still fine. These are still fine. Don't really need these. These are bad, but you live with them. This is fine. Probably don't need this. Don't really need this. Interesting. Last 2 cuts. Saw Carplusan Forest. Do I want to trim lands at all? I think I want all these cards. I could even trim Sylvan Library. I could also just trim Sword Splashers. Because the only targets really are just Priest and Symbiote. The rest of the time, I'm not really going to go after the Mana Dorks. It's kind of a waste of time. I have plenty of other options to go after it. I also don't have to go this heavy on Survival Hate. Yeah, maybe I just won't go too heavy on Survival Hate. I'll just like play the Aura of Silences if I'm on the draw and I have less Meddling Mage available. I guess I also don't have to play this many Meddling Mages. It's really just for naming Survival, and then if they have a Survival, then I have to name other stuff. Like Masticore, Drained Hermit, like whatever. Meddling Mage might not even be good against them. Could just play Call the Herd. Wreck my curve completely. Not really a matchup where curve matters. Maybe I have to worry about their Calls of the Herd. Interesting. I wonder if I could get run over when I have like no creatures. We'll see, I guess. Well, we have some answers to things. It's about as good as it gets, honestly. Birds. Cephalid Coliseum to cast Meddling Mage is pretty clutch. It's happening a little bit more than you would think. Just that 1 extra blue source. Lotus Veil. Guess what we're going to name? Survival of the Fittest. All right, just play 2 elves next turn. That's all I ask. All I ask. It's a very, very simple question. Can you just play 2 elves? Rich and port. Okay, I was worried about Lotus Veil not being enough. I'm going to go try to port me instead. City of Brass. Engineered Plague naming elf, huh? Kind of feels like I'm not getting enough value. But I also am not going to play anything else. And I'd like to keep using my mana. And also I have no elves in my deck. But yeah, Cradle Control. Got the explosive Guy's Cradle off on me to start. And then now they're going to try to double port their way out of this. I think I can probably beat that. I just need to get some lands into the graveyard. They're doing the draw step thing, even though I didn't exactly offer it up. Let's see. They're just going to port the treetop, right? And then I'm going to sacrifice the Cephalid Coliseum and the forest to Lotus Veil so I can get a Terravore out. And then they can just port my Lotus Veil to their heart's content. But I'll have a Terravore, which is really all that matters. Or I can just wait. But I think having a 2/2 Terravore is not nothing. I port the treetop. Can we draw a fetch land? Aura of Silence. Huh. Interesting. I think we're going to keep this clock going. It's a little bit insane, but it's okay. Play a Terravore. It just makes Wasteland crazy good. And like if they're going to port every turn, it's still not like great for them. Wild Blossoms. That'll slow me down. See if they draw the land though. They do. See if they draw a Pyroclasm. No Pyroclasm. Port the Treetop Village. Sure. Upkeep. Port the Lotus Veil. Fine. Play the Windswept Heath. Go get a Plains, I think. Yeah. And attack. And hopefully Wastelands start showing up to the party. Just have this useless Aura of Silence. Maybe I'll get Threshold at some point. But at least my Terravore won't die to Pyroclasm. Acolyte. Draws a card. Cradle. Could have a problem here. A Masticore would go crazy. Alright, we have a Symbiote. We have a Granger. So we have Granger on infinite block. I'm going to miss out on porting for one turn. Well, porting Lotus Veil for one turn. Or they're not. But they're going to miss out on blocking for one turn. Okay, port the Treetop. Port the Lotus Veil. Draw. Fire Ice. Attack like this. They block somewhat predictably. And then I get a little bit of fire value. And should I play Barbarian Ring? I don't know. Don't think so. Could draw Cataclysm. They could like not port me in one time. I could draw Cataclysm. Granger. They're really just dying to get Pyroclasm, it feels like. And we're just dying for Wasteland. Orcish Settlers, sure. You can settle my works all you want. I am fine with that. I have a Terravore in play. All right. What have we got? Gemstone Mine. I mean, I guess I'll so attack like this. If they double block, they take 3. Orcish Settlers goes away. Don't really want them to survival, get Genesis, get value. I don't think they would necessarily play Genesis, but I don't know. I also wouldn't mind them getting us some Threshold here. How many times did we go up against a survival deck? Not too many times. All right, so they've got this, which can deal with this aura here. Okay. They do their tapping. Let's just draw a Cataclysm. One time. Pretty please. Blow up the Aura of Silence. Interesting. Okay. I guess I'll draw Sylvan Library for the turn. It's pretty good for me. Gonna continue to chill here. Like contemplating maybe playing one land so that I don't have to go land drop Cataclysm. They're gonna play Anger. Should attack with Vigilante. They don't. All right, they have all the mana in the world. But do they have all the time? Cataclysm? Wasteland? Don't mind if I do. Should I be worried? Is the question. If I take 8 here, I own it a 6, and they could have haste. So should I be worried? I can't even I can't even get threshold here unless I wasted myself. So I'm sort of at an impasse. I guess they have the port and they can start porting City of Brass. That could be a problem. All right. I think I've decided to keep one on mostly on vibes. So I can play a bird. Play a wasteland. And pass the turn. Not get too fancy. Their hand is probably just a bunch of elves, right? 5 mana. Okay. They've got some squirrels. They've got plenty of mana. They've always had plenty of mana. They can orcish settle me, but they don't want to. They should just hit the City of Brass for the lulz. I don't know. We're just in the Cataclysm waiting room. It just doesn't matter. Like, all that matters is the Cataclysm waiting room here. Like, what can they draw? What can I draw? I think they should start going after the city. Or they can just orcs me. I've got these 2 birds. They're like, it's time to orkishly settle. Okay. Well, I've got a big Terravore now. It's a pretty good engineered plague. And Swords of Plowshares. I can't play everything. But I do want to play the plague. I go Plague Naming Squirrel. Or I can go Plowshares, Barbarian Ring. It actually takes out the same amount of things, but it doesn't give them haste. Plowshares, Barbarian Ring is actually better. Plowshares, Anger, Barbarian Ring. Well, hold on. Does Plague Naming Squirrel just win? Attack for 8. They can soak up 5 of it, so they take 3, 4, 5. So I have to do Plowshares, Barbarian Ring. Or wait. I'll just have a 9. Okay. We're just going to do nothing. Because we'll just go Barbarian Ring. We'll deal 2 damage to the Vigilant. I have a 9/9 Terravore. They have 1, 2, 6, 7 toughness. I have 9 attacks. They can't block the Meddling Mage because they'll die, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can throw 7 in front? No, they won't die. All right, so we'll just attack with Terravore. They'll just like block with Anger or whatever. Okay, maybe I should Engineered Plague to take their mana away from them. But they're not gonna have haste. But they could have like Disenchant plus. They could have Disenchant plus what if I attacked with this too? I should have done the math. There's like 11. They block with 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4, 6. All right. They're going to block to survive. We'll Plowshares the Anger because we don't want them to have haste. And we'll put them down to 1. And then I think we win. But if not, we have an Engineered Plague on top. What would have happened if we just went Plague Squirrel? They can go Biorhythm and then I'm dead? No, I'm going to go to 4 if they Biorhythm. And I'll survive. Fireball. Hunting Pack. Okay. Play Call the Herd instead. Plowshares for Hardcast Anger. Face Down Vigilante. Wirewood Symbiote. I mean, I have to stop. The problem is I have to stop all of these things if they happen. But I have so many answers for Symbiote. Like I can fire it. I can Vindicate. I can Engineer Plague Naming Elf or Insect. All right, we were going to board out Lotus Veil for sure, though. Yeah, and Weather Wayfarer would have done nothing that game, so I'm kind of like fine with that. I'll trim 1 plow. Get the last Call of the Herd in here. Look at that curve. Beautiful. It is what it is. You just gotta go for it. I mean, yeah. This is like the only way anything works out for me. Is if I get my stuff to line up, I stop survival, and then I'm just a bunch of creatures. Terravores. Cataclysms. Hopefully I don't get ported out. Well, can't really do too much better than this. I mean, obviously I can do a lot better, but for now, it's going to be birds into Vindicate. And if not, it's going to be birds into Library. 3 mana? Morph? Oh, interesting. Okay, Vindicate the Morph. Vindicate the Morph. Or I can just play Call the Herd and then play 2 libraries. So I Call the Herd into Call the Herd. I have a lot to do. I don't have to put a library into the battlefield. I can just like go Call the Herd into Call the Herd. Or Call the Herd into Vindicate into Library. Or just Call the Herd into double Library. Like, I don't need to Vindicate an Antiquer Vigilante when I can be vindicating, like, Survivals of the Fittest. And, like, I don't know, Orcish Settlers sometimes. Another Morph. So we're going to play this game. All right. I'll attack. No blocks. Well, they're probably both Nantuko Vigilantes, but I'll just go ahead and I'm not sure if I should get Forest or Plains. I honestly think I should get Plains. This Birds of Paradise almost never dies. Guess I'll get Forest still. And we'll just play the battlefield game for one more turn. Just try to be a beatdown deck first and foremost, and then worry about bombing and weaving later. All right, they're gonna trade a Vigilante for the elephant, I suppose. This could be a fatty. Yeah, they'll just trade a Vigilante for elephant. Okay. Well, now I can just resolve a library. Quirion Ranger. Untap. Replay land. Goblin Sharpshooter. More like Goblin Dead Shooter. Oh, that's nice. All right. We'll fire the Goblin Sharpshooter and the Bird of Paradise. They can untap twice. Attack with my elephant token. I don't see why not. I mean, I guess it's technically holding off more damage than it's costing. But I feel like this sequence is going to go pretty hard. Like they'll flip, get in for 5. I'll E-Plague, get in for 3. And then stand off. 4 mana. 5 mana. Masticore. Flip. Attack. Sadly, I have to play a birds. Vindicate the Masticore. Because they didn't hold up regeneration here. And still get in. Because I believe I can win the race. I mean, I guess I have a Sylvan Library in my hand, so I could slow down. I don't know. Who's on the back foot here? Who is the beatdown? I mean, I don't want to trade Elephant Token for Vigilante. It seems kind of bad. Play an elf. Priest of Titania. Orcish Settlers. Interesting. Orcish Settlers. They're not going to have a lot of mana to do that. I can also Wasteland. Well, what if I just win Engineered Plague Vindicate? Vindicate and Antuco Vigilante, Engineered Plague, and then they have like nothing? Try to win the game? That's my last Vindicate though. Could slow down. Let's go with Engineered Plague and name Elf. Should I Wasteland them off red? Wasteland them off red. Play Sylvan. And then just assume that I'm going to win now so that I don't have to attack. So I can block. They have a Cradle. Okay, I'll draw Treetop Village. Play it. And I'm thinking about vindicating the Cradle, but I would rather vindicate... I could also vindicate the Orcish Settlers to protect my Treetop Village, which is kind of the same thing as vindicating the Cradle. So I guess I'll do that, even though they don't have like a lot of black sources or red sources. It's like going to make it more likely that I win the game in a hurry. Symbiote. Okay. Play an Aura of Silence and activate this Treetop Village and get in. Sort of plan to grind them out, I think. I guess maybe if I vindicated the Vigilante, I would have been fine. Yeah. Minor misplay, I would say. What do they call the herd here? They have a Thornscape with nothing, but they can sort of repeatedly loop it if they want. Okay, we're finally out of the woods now. Attack. Call upon the herd to do my business. Hello, herd. Are you there? I was hoping that you would take my call and deliver some elephants to me. Felt like my elephant delivery was a little short this week. Survival. Okay. Plays Cradle. Concedes. We got there in the end. Wow, that was awesome. Okay. What happened? We played against Survival Elves, Survival Madness, and Survival Elves twice, and we actually beat, or not Survival Madness, Survival Rock. And we beat the Survival Rock and the Survival Elves deck. This time we did it fair and square. All right. Go team. Final match against Wartico. Playing this for Pride. Pride and placement. Pride, prejudice, and placement. I mean, I'm going to go turn 1 birds into maybe turn 3 Cataclysm with Lotus Veil up, and then I'll just have a small Terravore. Turn 3 Cataclysm on the play. What dreams are made of. Almost yielded. We draw a fetch land. It's going to be hyped. Mountain. Okay. Change of plans? Question mark? Oh, it's the Lava Dart version. All right, we'll just play Plains and pass the turn. So I do want to play a Terravore, but it does have to be bigger than a 3/3, ideally. Can we draw a Call to Herd? Oh! Yes! I'm so good. All right, let's think about this. So we're going to go Call the Herd into Cataclysm. Or we're just never going Cataclysm, I guess. But what we want to do is play the Wasteland so that we can play Terravore and then have Wasteland up to pump the Terravore or something. Well, it's going to go Call the Herd into Call the Herd, probably. Let's go ahead and have Wasteland up. My mom always said it's never bad to have Wasteland up. Yeah, they're going to bolt the Call the Herd. Well, there are more calls of herds where that came from. All right, here's an interesting one. Do I just let my Gemstone Mine go for value as like my 4th land? I think that's got to be a little too thin. Mainly because it's getting rid of a Wasteland, which is much better. Or I guess I could have saved the Plains. So my board could have been Lotus Veil. Just Lotus Veil? Well, no, I couldn't have saved anything. Grim. Grim is actually a problem, right? Bird. Huh. Grim is a problem. So I have to kill it. I did want to just like kill this mountain. It might still be right to kill the mountain. But the thing is the Grim just makes it so that they can exile their own lands. Maybe I should have saved the Plains. So that this turn... it's not that big of a deal. Well, I could Cataclysm to kill nothing, to kill a Mog Fanatic. Or maybe I just vindicate the Grim Lavamancer and go to town with this elephant token. Hopefully they don't have Wasteland. My deck is going to look awful stupid if they do. I mean, eventually they're going to have 3 lands in play, right? Or I'll just draw a fetch land or something. There it is. Mog. Attack for 1. Mongrel. Heck yeah. Don't mind if I do. Do we want to Cataclysm first then? Just so that we don't lose the Mongrel for no reason? Kind of seems like a bad time to Cataclysm though. What if I just play the Mongrel? Pup? No attacks? Plowshares? I mean, Plowshares is just nasty. Just lets me keep going. Block with Pup? It's looking less like green-red burn and more like burn that just happens to have Lava Dart. So I'll just 2 for 1 into this elephant. I could also just like, I don't know. I could do a lot of things. But most of them involve chilling. The Lava Dart, sure. I think if they play a 3rd land, I'll just Cataclysm plus Plowshares. I'm at 17 though. Still don't really have to have much to fear. So now I can Cataclysm and play a bird afterwards if I want to. Okay, they block the dog. Bolt the dog. Discard 2 cards. Could just let this go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Let's just let this go. And then we'll Cataclysm. And then that'll put 2 more lands into the graveyard, or 3 more lands into the graveyard. And then Terravore will just do it. And then still just hope that they're not playing like a Wasteland version of the deck. They didn't Lava Dart me. Should I go Plowshares this and then play Birds of Paradise? Because if they play Grim Lavamancer next turn, they can sort of pump up. No, let's just play Birds of Paradise. And pass the turn. They get in with Fnatic. And I just have the Plowshares up for potential Grims. Oh, that's a good draw. Just in case they were going to bolt up the Terravore. Grim? Would be a problem, not a problem. Forgot I'm out of planes. Terravore gets in. Their life total gets out. Can't explain that. I mean, they can go Mountain, Incinerate, Fire Blast the Terravore, but it doesn't work because it'll be too big. Terravore gets in. They're dead. All right, Burn stock basically looks like the Burn deck from Days of Yore. Do I sideboard anything? I mean, I kind of want to just have a lower curve, ideally. There's almost nothing to Vindicate besides Sulfuric Vortex. And I might just want to die to Sulfuric Vortex. I don't know if they have it. Unlimited is really hard to cast. So is Vindicate, though. They're both really hard to cast. I guess I get rid of the Sylvan. Sylvan's an awkward one. It feels like I'm just never going to have like the time to just throw a Sylvan out into the world. Play an Engineered Play because sometimes it comes up. Just try to get another fast Terravore hand. I mean, Aura of Silence could be good. Could do it like this. Just a little bit of everything. And then, yeah, just hope I get a good Cataclysm Terravore start. That's like really the only way to do it. I'm lucky they were... I mean, I guess I could play Vindicate and just Vindicate Mountains and hope they're in a mana screwed situation again. Maybe that might be better. Just play Vindicate instead of the nonsense. I mean, Vindicating the Grim Lavamancer was not bad, but Engineered Plague, the Grim Lavamancer would be good that game as well. Well, I'll keep the triple Plowshare's hand on the draw. Can't imagine this going poorly. Or on the play, rather, because they gave me play. They have a Grim. Do we have a White Source? We don't. All right, play a Mongrel. They play fetch. They can bolt the Mongrel, and the Mongrel is quite dead there because it'll take 5. I'm not going to pitch 4 cards to it. And they'll get their value. Ugh. That was bad. I guess being on them taking the draw was... Or them taking the draw was the answer. I take 2. No Zerran Orb in my sideboard. I'm not a coward. I will simply die to Price of Progress. This is my fate. Or... Oh, they do have the green version. All right. That makes things pretty rough for me, I do have to say. If I don't draw the land. Of course, I drew the worst one. All right, well, you pretty much have to Plowshares this elephant here. And then just hope to draw enough lands. I guess if we draw a Lotus Veil, we'll be in okay shape. Birds. I guess we'll play birds, and like I said, you have to Plowshares the elephant. If I play an elephant, it gets bolted. They get the 3 free damage. It's just not good. They have a treetop village. All right, we can get out of this. They're gonna let my birds survive. Should I just Cataclysm? I'll call the herd. I have a call. Oh, I guess I could have Plowshared the Grim first and then called the herd, because this is going to happen with the Lava Dart. I kill the bird instead. The bolt for that. All right. Oh, I don't have an end step stop? Jeez. Well, that's pretty bad. All right. Well, I mean, I need to plow the Grim, but if they stand up the Treetop Village, then I'm doing that instead. My Grim's already dealt 5 damage. I just need to draw a Lotus Veil. Just need to draw a Lotus Veil, man, one time. I'll take Wasteland, I suppose. Oh, man. What's happening now? Ravenous Baloth. Wow, they go very big. They go much bigger than I thought. Sack this. Forced to get white here. I mean, my only out here is to successfully Terravore Cataclysm. So they just have to be completely out of red spells. Doesn't really feel like that's going to happen. But like I said, it's my only out. Okay. I'm going to put the Vindicates back in. I'm not going to worry about an Aura of Silence or an Engineered Plague. There's the bolt. All right, we are just dead. Yeah, we're just dead. All right. They could have just attacked and then bolted my face. So we want Vindicate. We don't really want this nonsense. I could Sylvan Library. I mean, I could also port out the X ones and just be like, oh, Lava Dart is too good. My anti-Lava Dart plan. They can still like combo Lava Dart with Grim Lavamancer to take stuff down. I mean, what do? We get the Sylvans, 2 plays, and 4 Engineered Plagues. Or get the Sylvans. And they still have Jackal Pup, though. Like, I want Weathered Wayfarer against Jackal Pup. I'm on the play, or I can be on the play if I want to. They took the draw. I mean, there were spots where Sylvan Library could have been playable here. Don't really want to wreck my curve. I can just Meddling Mage naming Bolt. Seems like I haven't been incinerated this entire game, or Fire Blasted for what it's worth. I mean, Meddling Mage is like a little awkward because it doesn't really do anything. Like, it's really bad against Grim Lavamancer. Everything's bad against Grim Lavamancer, though. Like, I could play Engineered Plague. Grim Lavamancer is also Human Wizard, so if I play Human or Wizard, then Grim gets me anyways. I don't know. Maybe this is a throw. It seems like I don't really care if they Lava Dart, right? They trade a Lava Dart for one of these guys and a Mountain for one of these guys. It doesn't really matter. They're just like discarding cards. If they trade the Mountain, my Terravore looks actually better. I don't mind if they burn out the Meddling Mage. They're not burning out my face. I just need to get some battlefield going. But Grim Lavamancer just kind of ruins all of the plans. And I'm like forced to kill Mog Fanatics and Pups, so I can't even like hold removal in my hand for Grim at all times. But the thing is, they've got bigger creatures than Meddling Mage. Yeah, Weathered Wayfarer kind of sucks too. I don't know. I should play 4 Engineered Plagues because I have nothing else to do. Oh man, I'm only getting... Alright, we're keeping this. I can just get rid of the Wayfarer, I suppose. The Cephalid Coliseum looks rancid as well. But I'm going to want it if I use this Wasteland. Like casting... Call the Herd is going to be more important than doing anything else. Alright, at least it's a Grim and not a Pup. Oh, birds, right on time. Alright, let's play this library, try to get a Painless Source twice in a row. Let's try to use all our mana every turn. Mox Diamond would have been good there, obviously. They just have a Naturalize. That's actually kind of depressing, to be honest. I have like no targets, and they just manage it. I have a Terravore that will one day do something. But I guess I shouldn't be mad. I'm just made them discard a card. I have to kill this stupid Lavamancer. My whole deck just dies to Lavamancer. It's just embarrassing. Just kills Terravore. Man. Oh, this is not good. Treetop. I'll take it. I have a path. It's not a pretty one, but at least they're not getting too much damage done. Lava Dart's okay. So I'm just going to like Terravore with... They're going to have Call the Herd? Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm just dead. I could draw a Lotus Veil. Okay, Crypt. Okay. Crypt now? No Crypt? No interest? Lotus Veil? Plains? Fine. Painless Call the Herd. There's Mog Fanatic. They're going to go for the Mog Grim combo here. Yeah, we're just dead. Life is not good for us here. They also are correctly exiling their own lands. Lotus Veil? Gemstone Mine? Gemstone Mine is not the worst. It's giving me my second source. But yeah, I don't have too much going for me right now. Ugh, misery. I mean, when it's not going well for this deck, it's not going well. I will say that. They're just going to take the fair trade here. There's a Mog Fanatic. Weathered Wayfarer. I mean, just play the 1/1 Terravore. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, this is not good. I mean, I can Cataclysm and then play the Weathered Wayfarer afterwards. It doesn't really do anything either. I can try to get to a point where I'm like using Cephalid Coliseum. I mean, what sideboard card could this have been? An Engineered Plague. Engineered Plague naming wizard. And then what? Nothing. Just like have to draw a Lotus Veil is like the only way. They have a Treetop. Another Cataclysm. Yeah, I mean, I have to wasteland this Treetop no matter what. And then I guess I'm trading with this Crypt. It's better than nothing. This could just die to a Bolt, though. I mean, we could start drawing Calls the Herd. Wouldn't mind drawing multiple Calls the Herd. I guess they could run Naturalized because they expect that I could... Oh, yeah, they just get the freebie here. The Strategic Gain 2 Life Terravore. And they have the Fetch. All right, now we just have to Cataclysm just cuz. And we keep the Barbarian Ring with 1 counter so that we can off the Grim Lavamancer and then what? And the Grim Lavamancer is just going to kill me. I literally have to do it. I have no other choice. All right. Like, it's not gonna, like, I guess I could draw Croesus Catacombs off the top and then like it's not even correct for me to play it. But I couldn't let myself get the second Call to Her down. Oh, whoops. Oh, I didn't think about that at all. A heads up for play for my opponent. They get 1,000,000 gold stars for that. I mean, it doesn't matter. I was going to lose. At least I had like a glimmer of hope, but now I'm just going to lose. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have beat like whatever. It was like, okay. So I would have had 0 lands. I would have had a Mog Fanatic. And I would have a bird in my hand. And I'd be at 5 life instead of 3. Oh my god. This is what dreams are made of. Anyways, could have kept I don't know. Could have kept a land that doesn't go away. Look, they're only going to draw spells they can't cast from here. All right, I don't think it would have mattered. Although Riskgrove, no, Riskgrove I wouldn't be able to play. I would have just like Riskgrove to like whatever. Oh, the Rubbins. Oh my god. What a disaster. What a disaster. Weirdly enough, we beat 2 survival decks. We beat 2 survival decks, which we don't expect. We lost to 1 survival deck we expected. We lost to Burn, which we expected. And we lost to like Living Death. But yeah, defeating survival twice is like, I don't know, that's pretty good for us. And then I forgot the other round we play against. It's not the worst showing for this deck. Like, we just mid-ranged, right? We went 3-3 and we had like exactly the mid-range result that you would expect. Like the most mid-range result ever. You can't really get mad at that. It's like, I don't know. Like obviously, okay, so another thing that's worth mentioning is that I perform substantially worse in challenges than I do in leagues with sometimes the same decks, right? I don't have like I don't play too many leagues. Like I can play up to 1 a week if like, you know, if my schedule permits. And sometimes I'll just like throw like a crappy deck at a league and, you know, whatever. That's all just making excuses, right? Like if the assumption is, you know, I play well, I play good decks, my like challenge win rate shouldn't be like, I don't know, basically like 50% or possibly even worse. Because I think I've played a couple that I just dropped. I mean, sometimes my heart isn't in it. Like I just throw a random deck, but again, that's making excuses. So the challenges are tough. They can be tougher. You look at the specific matchups. I think that, I don't know, I had life in the first matchup against Grand Fly, and I think I just didn't really figure out how to play that well. Got there in the end. And like, I don't know. So we defeated some survival decks. That's really good. We lost to some average stuff. I mean, we know that we're going to stop. We're going to be disadvantaged against burn, and we are definitely gambling that burn is going to be less popular, right? Or that if we do face off against burn, we're just going to draw a lot of color herds and basic lands, and they're just not going to draw Price of Progress. I'm okay with that. And then, yeah, that Living Death deck, we again had a chance against. I mean, maybe like if I was playing fewer colors and more ports, then I could like, we got color screwed more. Like in my league runs where I did really well, we got color screwed like a lot less. Here we got color screwed more. It didn't like decide games outright, but it certainly made games more difficult to play. So, you know, there's a lot to chew on there. I still think the deck is like kind of fine, but we definitely did like have a lot fewer games on the front foot. Wild Mongrel looked pretty good as well, and like just being a beatdown card. It kind of filled exactly the role that we wanted it to, where we can like sort of turn the corner on people. I think the only thing is that now that we have Wild Mongrel, we might want to play more Armageddon, but Cataclysm is kind of like, again, it's great. It's good synergy with Lotus Veil. It is pretty useful against goblins and elves and Enchantress. So I think I'll still probably stick with Cataclysm and work on the assumption that if I have a bunch of creatures in play, I can just attack with them. And if I don't have a bunch of creatures in play, then I'll just Cataclysm. But yeah, it's again, it's so hard to like enter into different universes when you're talking about a deck that has like these sort of weird spread of tools. It's just like a little bit of everything. And you're like, oh, well, if I tweak this like one thing, I'm going to edge out like another 1%. Like at the end of the day, it's a solid deck. You know, some days it completely kills for me. In fact, it was completely killing for me for a while. And then, you know, and in the challenge, it stopped doing that. And that's Magic the Gathering for you. But otherwise, don't hate it. Still recommend playing it. Still don't have large opinions about, I mean, I wasn't tracking, but didn't feel like a big league where I'm like, oh, if I had Mox Diamond, I would have popped off. I mean, I think considering the amount of games that you even board out Weather Wayfarer, or Weather Wayfarer is like really not that impactful, and considering that Mox Diamond gives your opponent incentives to have some optionality with their naturalizes, where, you know, either you don't draw Sylvan, but you do draw Mox, so they're just like, okay, I'm just going to opportunistically naturalize, versus, you know, not drawing Sylvan, then they draw naturalize, and not playing Mox, and then you kind of let the naturalize rot in their hand. Different stuff like that. I mean, it did feel bad in that game against Burn that I like had two libraries when I was like starting 0 in the first game too, and they naturalized it anyways. But whatever, we'll get over it. But yeah, considering that Weather Wayfarer comes out or is not that impactful in a lot of matchups, I think that using Mox Diamond to promote the like ceiling of Weather Wayfarer is like not really that big of a deal. Like Weather Wayfarer on its own can do good things with Lotus Veil. And in some instances, Birds of Paradise still allows you to like play Weather Wayfarer, miss your land drop on purpose, pass. I will say that I don't like missing my land drop on purpose in any context with this deck. I mean, I guess, okay, so I guess the idea here is that you play Mox so that you can like continue playing on the normal curve with your Weathered Wayfarer, right? So if you're on the play, you can just go land Mox, Weathered Wayfarer, and then you play fetch land, and maybe you can get your like whatever. But I don't know. It doesn't feel like a good idea to just like ramp so that you can sink all your mana into Wayfarer to convert the land that you discarded into a real land, when you could just have had that real land the entire time and just like play all your spells on curve. That's kind of my, you know, beginning and end of it. And like, yeah, you can like set it up, and then you'll have your Wayfarer, and you'll, you know, get a bunch of wastelands, or you'll get a bunch of Richmond imports, and you'll kind of like prison them out using just a Weathered Wayfarer and a Mox. That's nice and all, but again, I just don't think that has to be what this deck is about, because generally speaking, Birds of Paradise is good enough, and in a lot of cases it's better. And, you know, I haven't minded this setup. I will say that maybe you want to run an Undiscovered Paradise in here. That's my last thought addition. Just like get a little bit of extra color juice into here. But yeah, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and long live Premodern.